this. You are managing a 5-star hotel in London. Your front office staff is from Germany. Your servers are from Mexico. Your chefs hail from Nepal. And your host is from Morocco. And there comes a guest who checks in from Dubai. Well, doesn't it sound like a United Nations meeting? Welcome to the global world of hospitality. Hi everyone, myself Rohit Kharel, Master Student of Hospitality Leadership at Buckinghamshire New University. And in this podcast, I'm going to explain you about two different traits that's very important for today's hospitality leader. A global mindset and cultural intelligence, also known as CQ. These aren't just some academic buzzwords. They are the compass that drives today's leadership in this diverse and dynamic hospitality industry. Let's begin it by breaking it down. So, what is cultural intelligence? This is your ability to function across different cultural settings. According to Sternberg and his team in 2021, it's how you adapt and problem solve across different cultures. Another group of researchers further support Sternberg and his team by framing it as the capability to work well across different cultures, a very critical skill when working with multicultural team and international guests. A very important tip indeed. Culture doesn't always refer to nationality, ethnicity, or religion. It can also include social group, business organization, and the departments, age groups, and teams within them. Now let's look at our next trait. So what is global mindset? The Najafi Global Mindset Institute 2013 defines this as the ability to relate, influence, and collaborate with people from different backgrounds. While cultural intelligence and global mindsets sounds very familiar and similar, now let's look at how they are different. Let's take our example from our introduction. You are effectively leading a 5-star hotel in London and you have a diverse team from different nationalities and for sure different culture. Now it's your ability to effectively manage your team, avoiding any cross-cultural discriminations or differences. It's your cultural intelligence that requires you to see their culture from their perspective. Now, the director of the same hotels requires you to go to a different country or locations to set up the operations over there. Now, you not only have to address the cultural diversity, but also you have to think globally and consider the international implications. This figure from the study of Story and Barbuto reveals that having a high cultural intelligence and high global business orientation leads to having a leader with a global mindset. Let's pose some questions to dig deeper. So what are the benefits of having a leader with high CQ and global mindset within the hospitality industry? How do leaders with high CQ perform compared to others? And considering the whole global scope of this topic, we'll make comparison between leadership styles in UK and Nepal and reflect the need for global awareness. These will be the guiding thoughts for our exploration today. We will dive into research-backed arguments for our conversation today. Argument 1. Cultural intelligence helps improve team and guest outcomes. Studies by Nilu and Pallavi in 2015 shows a direct link between cultural intelligence and employee productivity. When a leader is culturally intelligent, they foster a better communication and trust, leading to a happier team and every guest satisfied. A study in 2024 reveals two different perspectives: the access and legitimacy perspective, the integration and learning perspective. The access and legitimacy perspective helps you connect authentically with your cultural diversity to the local as well as global clients. The next is the integration and learning perspective, where you make use of your cultural diversity to fuel innovation. This is how cultural intelligence helps improve your team as well as guest outcomes, and having a culturally intelligent leader is a great advantage to your organization. UN and his team also suggest that having high cultural intelligence boosts confidence and the ability to speak up and engage more meaningfully. In a hospitality setting where you are working with people and guests from across the globe, this is gold. According to Nusrat Abadi, when a leader has high CQ, organization performance goes up, and that's very powerful. The second argument is global mindset is a strategic asset. A Boston Consulting Group study in 2015 revealed that only 10% executives had that belief that they could go out there internationally and succeed globally. After all, it's the global mindset that helps leaders make informed decisions, avoid costly mistakes, and adapt offerings to new markets or the local markets. Now, for our third argument, we'll be discussing on cultural differences in UK and Nepal, and we'll also be reflecting upon why cultural intelligence and global mindset is not just limited to developed nations but also required by developing nations like Nepal. Using Hofstede cultural dimensions, we see some variable differences. The UK scores high on individualism and low power distance, encouraging open dialogue and flatter hierarchies. Whereas in Nepal, it leans towards collectivism and high power distance, where leadership is more directive and hierarchical. Similarly, the UK scores higher, that is 66, on motivation towards achievement and success, whereas comparatively it is lesser in Nepal, which is 40. Now, I would like to have a short conversation with a fellow hospitality student, Prakash Chetri from University College Birmingham, UCB. So, Prakash, my question to you is, what differences do you find in the leadership style between UK and Nepal? And tell me some of your views or your opinions regarding cultural intelligence and global mindset. And is it as important as having a culturally intelligent leader and having a global mindset leader in the UK as it is in Nepal?
Thank you, Rohit Khorel, for allowing me to share my experience. Is working and studying here in UK, I have observed significant differences in the leadership styles. In Nepal, leaders are top down. Junior do not usually speak out of respect. However, in UK, managers encourage staff to participate in teamwork and open discussion. Cultural intelligence is important for both countries for different reasons. For UK, UK is very diverse, and UK leaders need to work in diverse culture and have to deal with international guests. In Nepal, as tourism is growing and it has a great potential in tourism and hospitality, leaders have to meet the cultural needs and their expectations and improve quality. A global mindset is also a key. UK leaders think long term and follow international trends. This way of thinking is growing in Nepal as industry connect more to the world. So from what I have seen and experienced, developing cultural intelligence and global mindset is no longer optional, but a strategic requirement. Whether you are managing hotels in Kathmandu or London, these kinds of skills shape leaders who can succeed in today's global hospitality environment.
Now, let's look at some of the industry related examples regarding cultural intelligence and cultural sensitivity. The first one is being Starbucks at Australia. We already know Starbucks is a multinational coffee chain which is expanded all over the world. With its coffee and expansion strategy, it went to Australia. It expanded rapidly over Brisbane, Adelaide, and Sydney with more than 90 outlets without addressing the local coffee culture. As a result, it had to face $105 million losses and had to close down many of its outlets. The lesson we got from Starbucks example is even the global multinational brands like Starbucks need to address the local culture in order for expansion and for their business. Our second example is quite contrasting to the first example. It's about the success story of a fast food chain in India, the success story of McDonald's in India. While McDonald's is known for its non veg and beef options, due to Hindu majority people in India, they adapted to vegetarian menus while also being affordable considering the price sensitivity of the Indian consumer market. As a result, while its first open restaurant or outlet was in Bandra, Mumbai in 1996, now it has over 500 outlets all over the India. The lesson learned from this example is that a global brand locally adapted following the pathway of localization. My third example is quite different from my first two examples. The third one being the case study of Marriott. Marriott comes synonymous to our mind whenever we hear the word hotel. It has created such a reputation not only from the customers but also the people that are working with Marriott. Marriott invests in team building activities for its staffs that is tailored to cultural sensitivity and diversity. As a result, an environment is created where everyone thrives from senior management to frontline staffs. This needs to be learned by all the hospitality professionals, businessmen, and owners, and also the leaders of the industry that investing in cultural sensitivity and diversity really helps create such a massive reputation. Now, let's look at some of the case scenarios that might occur in your life or in the workplace. You, as an F&B manager, decided that you are giving feedback to your team members. You decided that you'll be giving a direct verbal feedback, which might come across offensive or constructive to your culturally diverse team members. It really depends upon who you are giving the feedback to. But anyways, you decide that it's my way of giving feedback and you give it to them. The second case scenario is your restaurant or hotel has an Arabic guest coming, and he books and sits in the table. He calls upon you and asks whether you serve halal meat or not, and you think that a meat is a meat anyways, no matter it's halal or not, and you serve up the regular meat to the guest saying that it's a halal food. The third example or third case scenario, you decided to give a barbecue dinner to your colleagues from the workplace or your usual friends. Some of them are from Hindu nationalities, but you have decided to give a beef barbecue night to your colleagues, and you ordered all beef items. In all these case scenarios, if being a cultural sensitive or having cultural intelligence, wouldn't it have helped to make you a better decision maker or had opted for better outcomes? The question is upon you. It's not very easy to have a global mindset and cultural intelligence. You need constant learning, you need self-awareness, and you have to travel and understand different people and different places in order to be cultural sensitive and have a global mindset. But the reward, it's all worth it. You'll get a team member that trusts you. Your customers will understand that they are being valued, and also you'll create with a global mindset and cultural intelligence brands like McDonald's in India and Marriott, and not like Starbucks in Australia. For me, personally speaking, having cultural intelligence and a global mindset is not just a skill but an important responsibility. Responsibility towards your people, responsibility towards your guests, and responsibility towards your team members as a leader in hospitality industry. Having born and brought up in Nepal, worked in Bahrain, and came across to UK to study as well as work, I live this journey every day. So, in conclusion, hospitality leaders must nurture global intelligence to manage diverse teams, a global mindset to lead with empathy and vision, and an adaptive leadership to work across different regions and cultures. And also, my recommendation to the future hospitality leaders is invest in cultural intelligence training, encourage cross cultural team projects, as well as reflect upon your own biases and adapt leadership styles accordingly. Thank you for tuning in. I'm Rohit Karel. Uh, Thank you for watching all the video. Until next time, stay curious and stay global. Thank you.